No stress.
Oh, I got worried.
Oh. Yo! Nerds. Welcome back to Nüvida. Let's talk. Today we got a special guest. And it's crazy because it's a London native, bro. And that's what's kind of wild.
That's my hometown, man. I love that place.
We got Johnny, but Tennisxclub is what you're known
that's
for
the artist,
nowadays.
that's
eh?
the brand name, yeah. Tennisxclub.
Thank you for reaching out to us, always supporting us and actually coming on the pod and talking your story,
No problem, man. I'm super happy to see someone from my hometown killing it. You guys are doing an amazing job, quality content, amazing guests. Congrats to you guys. You know what I mean?
Appreciate that, bro. And how you been though? How's everything been going with you, man?
Good, man. Had a super successful creative week. One of the best creative weeks in my life. But at the end of the week, I was hit with some terrible news. You know, my grandfather passed away. So,
damn, bro.
Yeah,
sorry to hear that, bro.
Pretty rough. That's my childhood hero. You know, so it's been pretty rough. But keeping it moving. He had an amazing life, and yeah, man. So we're gonna have a drink. Guinness, his favorite beer.
All
So
right, bet.
we're all gonna have a drink on the pod for granddad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh.
Cheers, boys. Cheers, brother.
Of course.
I had the worst
this guy's
luck.
leaking
I had
heavy,
the
yo.
worst luck, and you know what?
This guy's fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, it's me too.
Holy.
Of course, it's
We
me.
gotta make sure the audio's still recording.
Cracking jokes in the afterlife. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, he's like, you know,
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Yo, it's one sec. I gotta move
That's
the
crazy. No worries. No worries, bro.
No worries.
But no, that's special, bro. It's kind of fucked up what you just said. You just had the most creative week,
Bro,
ever,
crazy,
and then that happens at
back
the end.
to back successes. You know, within creation and social media space, just doing amazing, and then life just humbles you sometimes.
Are you one of those people who are always thinking about it in the sense of yo, things are going too good, I kind of have to check myself? Or
I do think about that stuff. I'm like, this is just how life is in general. I think when things are going too good, it's balance of life, right?
Yeah.
Something is bound to happen at some point.
Yeah.
To fucking maybe, sorry for the swearing, to humble you a little bit. You know what I mean? So yeah, maybe I had a feling, but
we were talking about that earlier. You said you kind of had an intuition. Explain that, bro.
I kind of had I just had a gut feeling, a weird, strange feeling I had recently, and here we are. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
cheers, to that, bro. Honestly,
now I can actually cheers you.
And
guys.
honestly, Guinness is actually good, bro.
It's not bad.
I never really gave it a chance.
Kind of tastes like coffee in a weird way.
I'm not gonna lie, bro.
To be honest with you, every time I've told myself I'll have a Guinness, not bad. I can kind of get behind why people actually enjoy them.
It's smooth, bro.
Yeah.
It's smooth.
But I guess let's get into
Let's start from
the whole creative side of you, man. You're like a creative genius, bro. You do music.
Thank you, man.
You do music. You do photos. You do videos. You come from London. You're in Toronto now. That's fucking huge. You followed a passion or something, bro. Explain that. What is it that you do?
Man, I kind of have creative ADHD is what I like to call it. I like getting my hands into everything. Since I was a little kid, I was a little skater kid. Just filming my friends, making little skateboard videos, learning how to editing to the beat of a song and stuff like that. Learned how to do that. Got a little bit older, kept getting hurt, had to quit skateboarding, but I was still a creative guy. So then I got into the blogging space in 2011. I had a website. It was just my name, johnlines.com. And I used to post my favorite music, new stuff that's coming out, interviewing celebrities, artists. I did Mac Miller, Steve Aoki.
Wait, what gave you the idea to start that, bro? You know what I mean? Is that time where you saw an opportunity?
Yeah, so during 2011 time is when blogs were really popping.
Yeah.
You know? There wasn't really social
media.
That
was MySpace time too, right?
After MySpace.
Yeah, okay.
So after MySpace. Social media was kind of just starting, but it wasn't the go-to for news and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So social media wasn't really the end all be all to get your news and your content and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So everyone had blogs at the time, music blogs, fashion blogs, art blogs, whatever. And I had a music blog. I would post my favorite music, do interviews. Like I said, I interviewed Mac Miller, Steve Aoki, Benny Benassi. I did some stuff with Big Sean, some Canadian guys as well, Shawn Desman, Danny Fernandes. And that's kind of how I got my start into the music industry.
I feel for a lot of people out there, that seems kind of an impossible task. You listed some big names there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How are you able to bridge that gap?
So, like I was telling you earlier, when I started out, I would just hit up people and offer them value. So I had a camera and I'd be like, let me come to your music video set and shoot some behind the scenes. So my first interview was Shawn Desman. And after that, I was cool with him. I said, let me go shoot some behind the scenes for you at your music video set.
Yeah.
Shot some behind the scenes, maintained a relationship. We're still working together till this day. I just shot photos at his music video set 2 weeks ago. He has a crazy feature coming out. I can't say who it is, but it's a big artist. They have a song coming out in August. So
Don't say Drizzy.
I'm not gonna say Drizzy, but it's someone that's close to him. Close
That's
to him.
sick.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's all I can give away.
Do you find that all these connections you had previously made are still coming back to you, like coming back?
Yeah. So like I said, I was in the blogging space in 2011. I did that until about 2014, 2015 when blogs died and then social media like just took over.
Yeah.
And then at 2015, I got into directing music videos. So I did videos for Ramriddlz, Danny Fernandes, 1111, another artist that I worked very close with. I was a big part of launching his career. And then in 2018, I moved to Toronto. And then I decided I wanted to make music myself. I just wanted to challenge myself, see if I could do it. Ended up getting really good results like very soon. The second song I ever made in my life, I got on New Music Friday on Spotify.
What song is it?
It's called Motherland.
Okay.
It was just a song about African women, you know.
Bro, I'm not.
People like to say I have jungle fever, so
No, bro,
you know, it just made sense. It was totally me, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Is that the one that you showed to Akon there?
Yeah, that was the
That's
one that I showed to
crazy.
Akon
What was
last month.
What's
Bro.
that? Yeah, what's that? Tell us about
I feel
that.
like we're going all over the place. Like I said, I have creative ADHD. I'm all over the place. I love doing everything, you know, behind the scenes, front of the camera, making music, videos, everything. I like doing it all, man.
Okay, well, I guess let's add a sequel to it then, like in a sense of like let's go chronologically, bro. Like
Yeah, that's what I was trying to
as
do.
a little kid, bro. Like, who are you, bro? Are you always listening to music? Are you passionate about being a creative? Are you always on camera? Are you like who are you as a kid growing up? Or
Yeah,
like,
so
what led you to this?
as a kid growing up, my parents were like crazy music fans. They love music so much. They used to party on the weekend with their friends, blasting, you know, vinyl records, which turned into CDs later on. And I just loved music. I learned to love music through them, you know. So that's kind of where it really started.
Yeah, and that's the whole like writing process too, and like the like sharing your thoughts through that, or
No, just as a fan. Just
Fan of what?
just loving music as a fan. And then like I said, I was a teenager. I was in skateboarding, so that's how I kind of got the video side to me. So when you're a skater, you got to film tricks and make little video edits and stuff like that. If you want to like go pro, you got to make a little sponsor me tape and stuff like that.
Was there anyone who inspired you, like thinking back on your skateboard days of like filming that stuff and like why you went that route?
Yeah, so there was a few skaters that inspired me. Stevie Williams, he's the owner of DGK.
Yep. Dirty Ghetto Kids. Yeah.
Who else was there? Stevie Williams was my favorite. Eric Costin, you know, the classic. Even Tony Hawk, you know.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, of course.
Tony Hawk, of course.
Cool.
Bro.
It's funny I mentioned Tony Hawk. I was gonna wear a Tony Hawk shirt today, and I changed my mind last minute. But yeah.
We did skateboarding. Then how do you transition out of a skateboarder? Because like even too like you don't see most like artists come from being a skateboarder now being a music person. So like how'd you do that change?
Yeah, so I was getting really serious into skateboarding. I had a very slim chance I could have made something out of it, you know, but I got older. I kept getting injured. So it's just like you're taking 6 to 8 months off and you got to relearn everything and stuff like that when you're getting really hurt, you know. So I still wanted to be in the creative space, but I couldn't do the skateboarding anymore. So that's when I got into the blogging space.
And the blogging, what was that called? Is that like, because I know it's Tennisxclub, right? Was that brand started like
No,
from
my
blogging,
my
or was
blog
that-
my blog was just my name.
Yeah,
just your name,
JohnLines.com. That's what it
and
was.
So like
Yeah.
I guess like how did that do for you at that time, and what made you transition or think of I need to make Tennisxclub, I need to make another brand, like I need to do something else?
Yeah, so the Tennisxclub thing didn't come until 7 years later. So my
Jeez.
blog was 2011 to about 2015. Blogs died out because social media took over. No one wanted to like type in a website and go to a website anymore. It was just Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. And then, like I said, I got into video directing. So I did videos for a couple, you know, pretty big name Canadian artists. And then in 2018, I decided to leave London, Ontario. As much as I loved it, I needed a change. I needed to get out of there. And I was living at my boy Osama's studio at the time. And he's a producer. And we ended up we were making music. We were writing music and stuff like that for other people to like give it away.
Like ghostwriting?
Yeah, ghostwriting, exactly. And then we had some songs, and we're like, screw it, we should just release it, under my name. And then that's where the Tennisxclub brand. Originally, Tennisxclub was a clothing line I wanted to do. Never ended up following through with it. And then at the time, we're discussing ideas for artist names and stuff like that. And I was like, oh shit, I already have this brand already, so let's just use that.
So that's where why Tennisxclub? I know you said you wanted to like highlight tennis players. Like are you a tennis fan? Is that like
when I was a young kid, I used to watch a lot of tennis with my mom.
Dope.
So I grew up watching Andre Agassi, Pete Sampras, people like the legends from the 90s, right? And like back in the day, those guys were like the rock stars back in the day. Like Andre Agassi would have his tennis racket and he would like throw it in the air. It would hit the ball and he would still get the point somehow. Like crazy stuff. Like, so Andre Agassi was always someone that I looked up to because he was like eccentric, he's a wild guy,
Yeah.
And I just loved it. It was crazy. Yeah.
I like that. Like even just kind of tennis in general, right? You know what I mean? Like it's very different from like what most like mainline sports are, right? Like you have NBA, football, but like to see someone else like give it like a shout out to like that type of sport is like it's interesting, really interesting.
And it's like for me, it's like kind of ironic because like tennis is usually like a rich person's sport, I never grew up rich or anything like that, So the Tennisxclub idea is for me, it was like irony, I grew up.
It's like that higher
lower middle class, like like
it's kind of like golf,
like
same kind of concept, right? Where it's only like for that
it's
one
for a more richer
people.
type of thing. So for me, it was ironic.
Like I was gonna say before we dive into the Tennisxclub stuff, like I don't want to skip over the blog stuff, right? Because like that was super creative in the sense of like you found a gap in like media online, and you attacked it, right? And you had people like Mac Miller on your blog, bro. Like an interview, like that's crazy, bro.
So like I said, my first interview was Shawn Desman, Canadian legend, and I dropped that interview when I dropped my website on the same day. So it kind of like it gave me like an instant boost. You know what I mean?
How did you get in touch with Shawn Desman then?
My friend, he was managing a club in London, Rouge nightclub.
I remember Rouge.
You know Rouge? This is like
spot.
It's Corey Litwin. He's actually Murder Beats manager now. Corey Litwin. So
wow, look at that evolution.
Crazy, right? Shout out to Corey Litwin, legend. So yeah, he was managing Rouge nightclub. He had Shawn Desman come and perform at the club. I told him, I want to start a blog. This and that. We were friends. We used to hang out a lot and whatever back in the day. And he hooked me up with Shawn. I did an interview, and I ended up dropping that interview the same day I launched my website, and that kind of like started the snowball effect from there.
Yeah. Back in the day, how do you get traffic to a blog? Because like you know what I mean. Like most like with Instagram, you can just post it a website. People go that way, but how are people finding that?
Back in the day, it was just Twitter. It was Twitter and Facebook. So you just go on your Facebook wall or whatever. That's what they used to call it back in the day. Yeah. You post the link. I'll be like, hey, launching my website at midnight. People would like see it, and that was back when it wasn't algorithm based. It was chronological based.
Yeah, by timing.
So everyone on I used to have like 1,000 friends on Facebook, and they would all see it.
Yeah.
Whereas now you have 1,000 friends, only 100 of them are gonna see it because it's algorithm based, right? So it was actually to my benefit back in the day. So I would just post a link on Facebook, post a link on Twitter, and people would actually see it. So I would get like some decent traffic from it.
Yeah. No, that's good. And then after, I guess you transitioned from the vlogs. You said you got Tennisxclub, the clothing line, and then you became like your own brand, your own personal brand.
Yeah.
This is 2017, right?
Yeah, like talk about the importance.
Say again?
This is in 2017 at this point, right?
When I started Tennisxclub was 2018 when I started to make music. Yeah.
Okay. And like, what's the importance of like building your own brand?
In what aspect?
In the aspect of like why did you transition from like, okay, I'm going full in on like the creative I am and like showing people who I am as a brand. You know what I mean? Instead of like as like I'm not posting on Instagram like, hey, my cousin just had a baby shower, etc. Now it's like this is who I am online and offline. Was that committed from the beginning from the vlogs, or was that something you like jumped into once social media became a thing?
I don't even know if I can really answer that, because after the blogging I did from about 2011 to 2015, I kind of like fell back from like doing any kind of industry stuff, and then I got into directing music videos, so I was behind the scenes. So at that time I would just post like a snippet from a video that I directed or something like that. I wasn't really posting much, you know. Up until recently I started to really get into posting my content and stuff like that. Yeah
because there's a big market in that. Obviously we all know that, bro. That's the future.
So then now you're in Toronto, and then you're now developing yourself as like an artist, right?
Yeah.
Like even to now removing yourself as a director now.
Yeah.
Because you're the director. You see how it's supposed to go down. Now you're like, okay, now I'm gonna direct myself and kind of put out that same content, right?
Exactly.
How's that transition now?
It actually worked out great because most artists, when they start music, they don't know anything. They're just like, I love writing music. I want to be an artist. I want to be famous. I want to be on the stage and this and that. But they don't know anything about behind the scenes. They don't know anything about the other stuff. So I feel like for me, I had the best entrance to the music game as an artist because I promoted in the clubs. I booked artist shows. I directed music videos. I shot behind the scenes, and I had a music blog. So I had literally every facet of the industry, not being an artist. Yeah. So I learned everything first. So when I dropped my first song, it did pretty decent. It did pretty well in Czech Republic because of the producer that I work with. And then my second song, like I was telling you guys earlier, my second song ever to make in my life got on New Music Friday.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. That's Spotify's
100%.
One of their biggest
the biggest
right?
ones, yeah.
So a lot of artists, they're making music for 20 years and they're still not getting on these official playlists. The second song I ever made in my entire life got on New Music Friday. So
why'd you choose the genre you're on? Because like we were listening on the way up, and it's like more, I would say, like kind of Afro vibe.
Yeah, it's
Afro
like, beat, summer vibe, pop kind of.
Why that though?
Because during that time, from like 2017 to 2018, I was really listening to a lot of UK music, Afro fusion, Afro wave, Afro beats, stuff from UK. I was just loving that music at the time, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna do music. Let me challenge myself. Let me do something that's like not something someone who looks like me would make on a regular basis. So I was like, let me just challenge myself. Let me try something different, and I got good results like almost immediately. You know, yeah.
And you got respect from that. That's a song from Akon, like that kind of vibe.
Yeah,
like
so like
Afro
literally
kind
my
of vibe.
second song I ever made ended up showing Akon at the Hot in Here festival. I ended up meeting him. Shout out to my boy Ben and Naz from Cali. They know him, so they plugged me in, and I figured, I'm like, this is Akon. This is king of Africa. You
Literally,
know what I mean?
man.
He gave electricity to
Senegal.
the whole continent. You know what I mean? So I'm like, let me show him my motherland track. You know, show love to Africa. You know what I mean?
And he loved it.
He was loving it.
That's crazy.
He's like,
though, but like,
he's
bro,
bobbing his head. He's like, yo, I love this. He's like, this is hard.
How does that feel though? Like, you know, London, Ontario, to showing Akon your music, bro. Like, I feel like a lot of people, it's like that's like the end result. Yo, I can RIP after that. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, and you're still pushing though.
Yeah. It was an amazing feeling, man. It really put a pep in my step. You know, like I want to just keep on going.
So it made you hungrier.
Super, yeah.
That's dope, bro.
Okay, now so with music, and then now you're doing a lot of YouTube stuff. Like I've seen, like you do a lot of YouTube content, like maybe like vlog or pranks. I've seen like
yeah, I did a couple pranks. I was just having fun. For the past like few months, I just been like trying different stuff. I just want to see like where I can fit in and stuff like that. I just been having fun creating. Like I already said, I don't want to beat it to the ground, but I have creative ADHD. I just want to try different stuff, see what hits. And recently, I've been doing a lot of shooting videos, taking photos for people and stuff like that. And it seems like that stuff's really.
Well, recently a fucking heavy.
Oh yeah.
Recently a fucking big lad.
Let's do that one.
Jason Luv, bro.
Oh man,
Holy
BBC,
shit.
bro.
Yeah. BBC. Holy fuck.
The one who he fucked up the internet, literally.
Bro, this guy, what do they call it? Breaking the internet?
Yeah, he broke it. He broke it.
So yeah, like, I guess for those who don't really know, so big, fucking Jason Luv, heavy lad.
Dave, that's where you put the photo right here.
Yo, put the photo right there, David. Just pounded Adam 22's wife. He got paid to do it. Why not? Right? Like, I mean, fucking why not?
That's
and then
terrible.
I know, but it's terrible for fucking Adam 22. But I mean, what's crazy, bro, is like, and then you take a picture of him fucking like 2-3 days after, bro. Like, it's crazy how plugged in you are into the culture, though.
Thank you, man. Just honestly, I'll give you the backstory how I got back into doing video and photo and stuff. So as you guys know, I started dropping my first music in 2018.
Yeah.
Been doing that for about 5 years. And I literally just picked up my Sony A7 III 3 months ago.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I've just been going on a rampage, going ham. So the Sony A7 III, the story how I even got back into having a camera is I'm a huge fan of the Nelk Boys. Full Send. You guys watch the podcast?
Of course.
Those guys are the boys. You know what I mean? I love those guys. So I follow Osgod, the creative director of Nelk. He made a post on his story, and he was like, I have these 3 Sony A7 III body cameras. I'm just trying to get rid of them because obviously they upgraded their stuff because they're killing it. And I replied to the story, and I was like, I want to buy one. And I didn't think he was going to reply to me because I'm sure he probably got like 1,000 responses from that, you know? Those guys are huge. So I'm like, I didn't think anything of it. Like a week later, he replies back, you still interested? And I'm like, yeah, of course I am. I want to buy it. Buy the camera off him, do the wire transfer, get the camera. He sends me the body, the Sony A7 III body of the camera, send some merch in the box and everything, like real one for that. Go and buy a lens, and the rest is history, man. That's how I got back into shooting videos. Yeah, I mean, so I took a break. I took a break for 5 years. One thing, making music. Yeah,
one thing inspirational though, bro. Like good on Osgod, you know, for that.
Yeah,
you have no obligation to do that.
He didn't have to reply. He probably got a million. He probably could have like made quadruple the price off the camera just because it was them.
His name, yeah.
He gave me a crazy deal. It's literally like half price to what you would buy it in the store. So it was like super blessing, you know. And like ever since I had that camera, I feel like this guy just like there is something special about this camera. Because he even told me, he's like, bro, we shot some legendary stuff on this camera.
Yeah, it's
he's
just
like,
got history
he's
on
like,
it.
I hope you enjoy it. Kill it, you know?
Bro,
like,
is that not a good omen?
Bro, it was insane. So ever since he's like, yo, we shot some legendary stuff. I hope you have a fun time creating on it. And I was like, damn, this is crazy. You know?
What I've noticed of you really take action in your life. And like when I say that, it's really on the idea of like you if you want something, you'll get there in a way, right? Like you'll either message this person, you'll put yourself in that space. Why though?
Why? I just feel like, especially now since I got back like into creating and stuff like that 3 months ago, I feel like I'm not old, but I'm getting, you know, I'm up there. I'm not as young as I used to be. I'm like, I gotta go ham right now. Not that it's my last chance to ever make something of myself, but right now I feel like I really just gotta go in, or it's like all or nothing right now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I'm reaching out to people, my biggest advice to anyone who even wants to like get anything out of life, add value to whoever you're messaging. Don't just hit up someone and ask for a favor. Like recently, ever since I've been having some recent success, I've been getting a lot of people messaging me and they're like, oh, can you plug me in with this and that? And I'm like, bro, I never even heard from you in my life. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you're asking me for a favor. So now what I just tell people is like, bro, if you're going to ask for a favor, offer something first. And then after you give some value, then you can slide what you want in there. You can be blunt about it, or you can just sneak it in there. Yeah. But make sure you're offering some value first before you go and ask for something, you know? Yeah.
That's super important, especially nowadays, bro. Especially with like the whole like I guess the business that wasn't like 50 years ago, like the online business, networking, you know, collaborating and stuff like that. Like you got to offer a shit first.
Yeah, 100%. Because like even too, it's like, why would someone give you the time of day if you're not gonna, like, you know what I mean? It should be a mutual like exchange in a way, right?
Yeah.
Because like, I don't know, like, why am I gonna give you my time if it doesn't benefit the both of us? Like a lot of people do think that way, right? Like,
but at the same time, it's like I read 50 Cent's favorite book. What's it called? It's Power. 50 Rules to Power.
Yeah.
Rule number 1: never outshine the master.
Yeah.
Facts.
Exactly.
Why would you?
You don't need to. He's the master for a reason, right? And if you're reaching out to someone, let's just call that person you're reaching out, they are technically the master, right? Because you want something from them.
Yeah.
So you got to help them out. You got to assist them. And then later on, they can put you on to something else.
Did someone give you that knowledge, or was it something you just figured out from like constantly just doing your thing?
Learned that from just experience and just watching people. Like, I don't really speak too much unless I have something important to say. So most time people are like, oh, he's mysterious and stuff, but I'm just like sitting in the corner. I'm trying to analyze things and stuff like that.
Overthinking it?
So I overthinker, right? So yeah, I just kind of learned that like throughout life. I can't really pinpoint someone teaching me that at all. I think I kind of learned that on my own. Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess like what are the next plays, bro? What are the next plays for you?
Bro, the next plays right now, I'm just having so much fun creating. And I just been trying to, like I said, offer value to people. Last week I did the R&B singer Friday. He had a music video shoot in Toronto. Shout out to the 97. He directed it. And my boy Kareem, he actually produced a song for Friday. So I'm like, yo, Kareem, I'm trying to go to the set. I want to shoot some behind the scenes photos. I'm not getting paid for it. I'm just offering a favor. I ended up going, shot some photos, shot some old school video on my old school camcorder. My footage ended up getting in the music video.
I saw that,
lit,
bro.
yeah.
So it's like, bro, I used to direct music videos. I kind of left that space, and like that space is just pulling me back. You know what I mean? So it's like it's full circle, kind of meant to be, and yeah.
So you're enjoying that a lot, eh? The
I'm
editing, the creating.
I'm loving it right now, bro. I'm having so much fun, man.
Yeah.
And I gotta give kudos to my boy Adam Ali, Instagram. Adam Won't Lose. I was in. He's an influencer. He's from Toronto, but he moved to Atlanta. He's killing it in the fitness space, the YouTube vlogging space, inspirational space. He does like beard oil. He does a bunch of different stuff. He brought me out to Atlanta late November, early December, and we shot a bunch of content. And I didn't even have a camera at that time. I was just using his camera, and that trip kind of re-inspired me to get back into the space. Yeah. So that's how I even had the idea to buy the camera off Osgod, because I'm like, yeah, I kind of had fun shooting again, you know. I'm like, let me just get a camera and see what happens. Yeah. So that's kind of how that happened. So shout out to Adam.
Do you feel like being a director is like kind of where you shine in a way, like because of how it incorporates everything that you do in a way?
It's like your creativity at the end of the day, right?
Like, yeah. So yeah, I kind of feel like that's just a space that kind of came naturally to me, you know. Like the music for me, I love music. I was around a lot of artists. I helped out a lot of artists, did concerts. I did behind the scenes stuff. So I kind of just wanted to challenge myself and make music, but the directing stuff and the video stuff and the editing and all that kind of comes more naturally to me, to be fair, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so going back to your YouTube channel where you're doing these pranks, what's one that like either didn't make it or that like was just hard to shoot overall?
So yeah, like I told you guys I was a fan of the Nelk Boys and stuff like that. Yeah. So I had this idea where I was just like, I just want to remake pranks that I thought were funny, you know? Yeah. So I did the moaning in the ear one.
Yeah, the Salim one. That's
stupid.
Fire.
So stupid, you know?
How hard is that though? Yeah, like, cause come on, you're going behind someone and like, are you worried you're gonna get punched in the face, especially being in Toronto? Cause you know people do that out here.
I was just like, I was kind of smart about it. Mm-hmm. I kind of went to people I knew, like if push came to shove, I could beat them up. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna go to some 6'6" jacked guy. You know what I mean? So I kind of like, maybe I'm a pussy or a cop out, but I was going to people that I know if push came to shove, I don't have any issues, you know, just to be safe.
Yeah.
But the biggest challenge I had with that is that the video guy I was working with at the time, like, he would kind of drop the ball and miss like my good pranks, you know, like I would do some really good ones.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not saying it's his fault, but like he would miss it, you know. That was the biggest challenge, because I would get like such a good one, I'd be so amped on it, and like maybe the camera angle wouldn't be good or something like that, so I'd have to like redo it, whatever. But yeah.
Is it hard for you to find people to work with? Like in a sense of like someone who's doing videos for you, or is like that a tough like aspect to this?
I've always struggled with that, to be honest, because I'm a very creative person. I'm a Virgo. I don't know if that means anything to anyone, but I like what I see is what I see, you know. So I want things done a certain way. So it is hard for me to partner up with people sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, because I have my own vision. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I feel like that's kind of why I like to do everything myself at the end of the day.
Back to the director.
Yeah.
Like,
so you do your own editing, own video, like everything.
Even the music video that I dropped for the Motherland, the one that I showed Akon. Yeah. My boy shot it, but I directed it and I edited it.
Damn,
and it's my song as well, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I like you can only do that to a certain point though. Like I gotta find somebody that I can trust at some point, you know? Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
because I was like, honestly, the fact that you say that, I was reading a book called Who Not How. It's like you got to figure out who can do it, not how to do it, right? And that's like to like grow whatever, like the brand of the business.
Any business that thrives and blows up is like they have people who are specifically good at every job. You know,
sourcing.
You can only, like I said, this is to my own detriment. I'm just being honest. Like I can only reach a certain point by myself. At a certain point, I need help. You know?
Yeah. And I guess, what is your next point, man? Like in the sense of like, do you have any big things down the line? Do you have any things that are shifting the industry? Because like as a creative, like doing podcasts, you can't just do podcasts nowadays. You have to become a whole brand behind the podcast.
You gotta have the brand. You gotta have your clipping on point.
Everything. So what's the next trend? Like, do you see a next trend or a next kind of like
I don't know if it's a next trend, but I don't know if you guys seen recently. I've been doing a lot of. So you guys saw the Nelly, the Hot in Here festival?
Yeah.
That I shot. I did like Ja Rule.
Yeah, that was dope.
That was
Fat Joe was there too.
Oh, it was an epic.
Why is he there? What man like Fat Joe?
Because it was the throwback festival. You know? So it was Nelly's festival, Hot in Here, and Fat Joe was there. Keri Hilson, T.I., Akon, Chingy. So I was just there. It's actually funny. So this is actually what catapulted me into like going ham with the creating again. My boy Eric, the same guy who hooked me up with Jason Luv, he saw that another guy wanted a second shooter. Some guy was already going there. His name's Levi. He was going there to shoot the festival. He wanted a second camera. So I ended up going with him. I ended up getting better access than this guy on stage, backstage, all this stuff. Damn. And I felt bad because I'm like, bro, this guy brought me and I'm like getting better access. I felt terrible. But
was it from like your talking? Like, did you talk your way into?
Yeah, I was talking. I ended up just talking to a security guard at the back. And I just pretended like I belonged there. I just walked up on the stage, and he saw I had like a photo pass, and he's like, you know, your photo pass doesn't get you there, but he's like, I already saw you 100 times. He's like, I don't care.
He just trusts you.
Just go. He was super cool. Shout out to that security guard, and that was how I got there. But yeah. So you guys saw that I was shooting the festival. I was doing a lot of stop motion. Do you guys know what stop motion is?
No, I don't.
A lot of photos? Or?
It's photos that you turn into a video.
Oh, the one you showed us earlier, for example, that one, your most recent clip, it's just...
You're here and I take like 100 photos, but you're like moving, and then I turn it into a video. So at that festival, I did a lot of stop motion stuff. So Ja Rule was running onto the stage, and I'm like... And I turned that into a video. Ja Rule reposted my stuff. Keri Hilson reposted my stuff. Chingy reposted my stuff, tagged me, shouted me out and everything. And so, yeah, the trend that I'm talking about, that I started in Toronto, you guys can say this. I hope it makes this a clip because it's actually facts. I started stop motion in Toronto. Since then, since the Nelly Festival, I've seen 5 Toronto photographers still in my style.
Jeez. But how do you feel about
that?
I'm
not mad. I'm super happy. Like, right? I'm glad I inspired you.
It's a compliment.
But, it's what do you call it? Mimicry is like the something of they're complimenting you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
right?
100%.
The best compliment you can get is somebody doing the same thing you do.
Copying you is the biggest compliment. You know.
But yo, like
so yeah, the latest trend right now when it comes to content and photography and video and editing and stuff like that, the newest thing, at least in Toronto, what I'm seeing is stop motion. And I started it. You guys can quote me on that.
That's dope, bro. Yeah, that's crazy. We're sitting beside the person who started stop motion, bro.
It's not even that I started it.
No, but who brought it to Toronto?
He showed
who brought it to people.
They got it. They were inspired by it. Let's just be honest. You know, they were inspired by my stuff.
Yeah.
What let's say you didn't. This might be a weird ass question to ask, but like, let's say you didn't do all this creative stuff. What would you do?
I wouldn't do anything.
Jeez.
I couldn't do anything. Like every job, every like, you know, like a job just to make money.
Yeah.
Working at a warehouse, working at McDonald's or whatever. Every job I had in my life, I got fired from because I'm not a good employee. But when I work for myself, I work the hardest. Like you can't even work as hard as me. When I work for myself, I work 7 days a week. Like,
where does that drive come from?
I just want to be the best that I can be. You know. I just want to be the best that I can be, and I'm obsessed with creating, whether that's music, whether that's photos, video, having a blog, whether that's putting on a concert or a party or whatever. I like to have an idea in my head and just create something and then see an amazing end result. Yeah. So I guess that end result is my motivation, I guess. Yeah.
I feel like that's a tough road to follow, though.
It's almost like a chip on your shoulder always.
It is a chip on my shoulder. Because like we were talking about earlier, I literally just learned in the last like year or so, you got to just, if you create something, you just got to let it go and you can't be like trying to perfect it so much, you know? You just got to let it go and move on. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a chip on your shoulder. It's totally true.
Do you, when you do like this whole creative process, and we can even take this back to music if we want to go there, are you writing everything down, or are you just like spur of the moment? Like this pops in my head, I gotta let it out as fast as it comes.
For me, yeah. So that's actually a great question because for me, my ideas, they just pop into my head. You know, like I'm not the most religious guy or anything like that, but I feel like when the universe gives you an idea, you gotta act on it. And for me, a lot of the time, I'll be like in my shower. My favorite spot to come up with ideas is in the shower.
Oh, 100%.
Or like. I'll be brushing my teeth at the sink. Like I remember like a couple years ago, I was brushing my teeth and this idea just hit me in the head. It was an amazing idea. I can't speak about it now because it's not out yet, but
you don't want it to be jammed.
I just remember like that was such a crazy moment 'cause it just hit me in the head, and like my ideas just come to me out of the blue. And even when I make music, I never write it down.
Never, eh? You're just off the rip, eh?
I'll hear like another song and I'm like, oh, that's a cool beat. Like it sounds good. And I'll write my own song to that beat. And then I'll go to the studio and make another beat around what I wrote in my head. You know, I never write lyrics down ever.
Do you have a good memory? Or is it like, cause like
I have a good a great memory and a terrible memory at the same time.
Okay.
I'll like,
you remember what you want.
I'll like leave my house and I'll forget my wallet or something like that.
Your short term
like,
sucks for
my short term is terrible, but like my long term memory is crazy. I'll remember like the craziest detail about something that I had 12 years ago. You know.
How do I guess like your family members or people who knew you as a kid, how do they react to your sort of entrepreneurship or your sort of drive? Because it's unique. Nowadays, it's not the regular route.
Yeah, definitely I've had not the regular path at all. I've tried everything. I've done everything. I've living good, financially good. I've lived super poor. I've slept on couches. I slept on the studio floor when I moved to Toronto, literally on the floor. So like I've definitely not had an easy path, you know? So I know that people worry about me, like they have worried about me in the past, but I know that like they understand the vision, you know?
Yeah.
The people that care about me, they know, and they're like, okay, I see what you're doing. Keep going because you're obviously getting good results now, you know?
Yeah. And like I guess like how are you managing your days? You know, I feel like you have so much creative things on the go.
Yeah.
Like how are you keeping organized of all that shit?
So lately to keep organized, I get up early every day. I wake up anywhere from 4 to 6 a.m. every day, no matter what. I fall asleep pretty early, 10 to 12, 1 the latest. I get up early, have a coffee, roll a little spliff, you know, put on a podcast. We were talking about that earlier.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Theo Vaughn, Hotbox It with Mike Tyson, Joe Rogan, you know, all the typical guy podcasts. Yeah, I love that stuff. Just watch that, open up the laptop, see what's going on. I got a bunch of things on the go that I got to edit, little projects, start working on those and figure out what I can do going forward.
Yo, what made you a Mike Tyson fan, bro? Because the last time I was on your Instagram, I saw these gloves signed from Mike Tyson. Legend, bro.
That was your birthday gift, right?
How are you holding?
No, it wasn't my birthday gift.
Man?
But since I was a child, rest in peace to my granddad. He was a professional boxer in England.
Oh, shit, eh? Okay.
Yeah, let's cheers to that.
Guinness to that.
Cheers to Granddad.
Granddad.
He also has the same name as me, John Lyons. We have the same name.
From England too, eh?
Yeah, from
What part of England?
Harlow.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, let's drink to that. So so you're asking about Mike Tyson, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I love boxing since I was a little kid. I grew up in the 90s. That's when Mike Tyson was like killing it.
Yeah.
He was savage back then. He was my hero. I literally remember I watched the fight as a kid when he bit Holyfield's ear. That was the most tragic stuff for me. I was traumatizing. But I loved Mike Tyson ever since then because he was just a little guy, and he was a savage, strong. He used to just body everyone. He would kill everyone. And like I said, my granddad was a boxer. Muhammad Ali is one of my idols. So yeah, that's how I got into boxing.
And how did the gloves land in your hand, bro?
Yeah, so my cousin Michelle, she's one of my best friends. Michelle, her boyfriend Patrick, he's part of a memorabilia shop in Seattle. They live in Seattle.
Oh, okay.
And they did an autograph signing with Mike Tyson. And she knows that I've always loved Mike Tyson since I was a kid. You know, obviously you see the hat with the Mike Tyson logo. She surprised me with it. She said, "Hey, I want to send you something. What's your address?" Because I moved to a new place, so she didn't have my new address. So she's like, "What's your address?" Sends it. Open up the mail. It's a Mike Tyson autographed boxing glove, bro.
How ecstatic were you?
I lost my mind. That was like my parents always had memorabilia. My dad has this glass case and he has a bunch of different signed stuff in there. So I always wanted something like that when I grew up. So that was like the first main piece that I got now.
But bro, the first main piece is a fucking legend, bro. It's not like your average Joe, bro.
Crazy.
It's like a fucking Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan type shit.
Yeah, so I ended up getting some box on Etsy. Someone made like a Mike Tyson glass box. Yeah. Put the glove in there. I'll send you guys a picture of it so you can like,
do
pop
it,
up
bro.
on the screen
Do it.
and
We need to
stuff,
see
yeah.
that because that's fucking crazy, bro.
So that's like one of your idols. Who else? Like somebody like that inspires you.
So Mike Tyson, I love Mike Tyson's story. You know, like I feel like I definitely haven't experienced things that he's experienced, but he's been through everything in life. You know, his dad was a pimp and a drug dealer. His mom was a prostitute and they're on drugs. And look how his life ended up, you know? Like, he's been through everything. He went to jail. He's been rich. He's been broke. I just love, like, for me, a comeback story is, like, my favorite thing, you know? And I feel like I've had, like, 4 comebacks in my life. And this right now, when I've been going ham on the content creation, this is my comeback. This is, like, my Mike Tyson story, you know?
Okay, so saying you've been brewing for a long time and you're ready to fucking
man, I've been doing the creative stuff. Like, I launched my blog in April of 2011. We're now in, 2023?
Yeah.
So
12 years.
I've been 12 years on this. And now I had a bunch of good results throughout, but nothing consistent, you know? And I feel like now, if I keep it going at the pressure that I'm putting on right now, it's gonna be super consistent, and we're gonna have an amazing life after this.
Well, bro, you're clearly making like the right moves. You know what I mean? You're making the right connections, bro. Like we just talked about the most viral fucking piece of content that's been going on the internet for the last 3 days.
Yeah,
and you're taking a picture.
Shout out to Jason Luv, bro.
Yo.
Adam 22, you're a kook, but
yeah.
Bro, it's funny too because me and him were talking.
Yo,
This morning. He's like,
should I call this guy?
Call him.
Should I try and call him?
Let's see.
If he answers,
FaceTime him right now.
Yo.
I'm gonna try and
So I want to give him a big shout out.
This is what they understand, bro.
Bro, I put him in my phone as Jason Luv Lena butt plug.
Let's go,
Give the camera one real quick.
Let's go,
I guess the
bro.
number because we'd have.
It's crazy though, bro.
Yeah, no, we can't show the number.
Think about it though. London, Ontario, Toronto. Now plugged in with.
If
the
he
most
doesn't answer, he
viral
doesn't
shit.
answer. But it would just be
No
funny.
stress,
if he
brother.
answers.
No stress. No stress.
Oh, I got worried. Oh.
Yo, my guy, man, how you doing? My guy, how you doing?
Good. Just vibing out. What's up?
Yo, did you leave Toronto?
Yeah, back in Miami.
Okay, bro, I'm on a podcast right now. I was just telling the story about how we met.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man, we took the photos with the dog and everything. That was cute, man. Girls were loving it. Yo, say what's up to my guy, Nüvida Life Podcast.
Yo,
what's up,
legend
Jason?
right here.
The
Legend
dog.
right
The
here.
man.
This is the man of the hour. This is the man of the hour right here. Let's go, bro. You're a legend, brother.
Yo, man, I just wanted to say what's up, man. It was so cool. It was so cool meeting you and shit. You're a legend, bro. Appreciate you, bro.
Definitely, bro.
All right, man. Yo, I got to come to Miami. We got to shoot some content, man. I've been going crazy.
I'm game.
All right, man.
We'll pull up with you.
I'm going to hit you up, dog. All right, later. Thanks so much, man. Peace. Legend.
Yo, Doc, keep posting.
Yo, this is the type of fucking access that Tennis Club has, yo.
Even
Like, it's no joke,
Bro,
bro. This guy just fucking FaceTime the most viral person on the internet right now after smashing Adam 22's wife. Cool,
even to look at this Inception. We spoke about it. It's almost like remember what we were saying earlier. You chase everything that comes to you.
Yeah.
Like
Does the world seem fucking small, brother? Cause like
Crazy.
bro,
Crazy.
you're different. Bro.
You're on a high right now. After that,
yeah. Look at
you're like, bro. I'm telling you.
You know what it is, though? The thing is, another thing I want to say, another advice I want to give to upcoming creators and people they want to get plugged in. A lot of creators, they get like weird when they come around people, you know? The one thing you have to realize is that we're all normal people, you know what I mean? We're all going to die someday. We all have a mom and a dad. We're all the same people. I don't care if you're a Kim Kardashian or some homeless guy on the street. We're literally all the same. So just act normal when you meet people, you know? So when I met this guy, I went straight up to him. Yo, my name's John. Just super polite. I'm here to shoot photos. Let's have a good night. You know, let's do some stuff. And he's like, oh, nice, cool, man. Let's do it. Boom. Took some photos. Chilling. I wasn't there bothering him. I wasn't trying to like take selfies with him and get weird. You know what I mean?
Almost like you didn't
I'm just
know who
acting
he
like
was.
he's one of my boys. Like I'm talking to you guys right now. You know.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a really big advice I want to give to upcoming creators and younger people. Just be chill. Don't bother people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They will show you way more love the less you act like you're begging. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's a big moment, bro. It's a big moment
Yeah.
because I feel like, yo, when you're from London, I was born and raised London, Ontario. I was born and raised there.
No,
London,
no.
Ontario, Canada.
That's my
bro.
hometown, bro. I love
Your
that place,
hometown
man.
too.
It
Your
made
hometown
me.
too.
hometown.
Your the whole
It
team
made
right here.
it made me and broke me and it made me again. You know what
Literally,
I mean?
bro.
Yeah.
London, Ontario is that for us, but like it's like, when has London ever been put on the map? And then we have a man like Johnny Tennisxclub out here calling fucking Jason Luv
That's a
for no reason from
That's my
London,
dog.
bro. Like, this is what I gotta say though. This is why it's important to share all these stories though. This is why it's important to fucking like, yo, you've been grinding for 10 plus years, bro.
Yeah.
People need to fucking hear that.
well,
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It doesn't come out of randomness.
People think it's overnight, right? Like, yeah, I just got a camera 3 months ago, but I've been creating videos since I was 14 years old as a skater. So that's like 20 years of making content.
Yeah.
Technically, you know what I mean?
and now you're like seeing the end of it, and everyone's like, oh, like he's just getting it now. When you're like, yo, I've been putting in the work for
no one sees the work you put in behind the finished
Bro,
product.
the blood, sweat, and tears is what they call it, right? So no one sees that.
And even to
No one
you,
sees
you
that.
know what? I'll give you a good attest. It's a test of like who you are as a person, and like either you really do conduct things well, because look at that. He
answered me,
Man's
you know?
just in Miami. He already, you know what I mean? But he picked up. Like
Yeah.
you know that a lot of people will fade a call and shit like that.
Bro,
but look, he picked up.
He literally told me, he's like, since that video dropped, the new video with Adam 22's wife.
Yeah.
We shall not even say her name. I'm just joking. I'm joking. He's like, yo, I made 600K since that moment.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to answer my call, bro. I didn't make 600K this month. I'm nothing
Yeah.
to him. You know what I mean? But I treated him like a human. He treated me like a human, and we're cool now. You know what I mean?
and you build great relationships.
I gave him some fire photos. Like, I'm not gonna
From
toot
the
my own
beginning, were
horn.
you always that mindset? Like let's not treat these people different.
Always, yeah. I guess I just naturally had that.
Yeah.
Because you know what? At the end of the day, I feel like I belong in the space. You know what I mean? I feel like I belong here. So I always thought of myself not highly, but I just felt like I belonged. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like
You had stuff to add.
I felt like I belonged here because I know I'm creative. I'm putting in work. I'm being consistent, and I'm just doing my thing. And it's funny because in the last few years, I was around some people, and I felt like they didn't think I was as high as I thought I was. You know what I mean?
It's important. Bro,
So
to hang around the right people though.
I separated myself from those guys, and I'm back to me. I feel like I'm 2011, just dropping my blog, johnlines.com, all over again. It's just me, and I'm going in again. You know what I mean?
Do you think?
Whereas in the last few years, I kind of was like, I wanted to do the team thing, you know, let's all be a team, let's all be a family and stuff like that. And it just didn't work out. So I had to readjust my mindset and just go back into like, it's like, I'm not being selfish, but I am being selfish at the same time. I'm just like, I'm going all in for me right now.
Yeah.
Do you think your environment dictates like you in a way, like not
Definitely.
specifically you, but like as a general
110%,
person, right?
man. I look back on my life, and the times I wasn't doing well, it's because of the environment I was in, you know, like around people that weren't really on much. I was around people that didn't think I was as what I thought I was. You know what I mean?
Was it hard for you to let go of that?
Definitely, because I'm a very loyal person. And when I love a friend, not even a girl, just when I love a friend or someone I'm working with, I love them to the max. So it's very hard for me to let go. It takes me a long time. They got to like screw me over a bunch of times before I say, nah, enough is enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's tough, bro. It's tough to work with people in general. Bro.
It's great. It's awesome
tough,
to be
bro.
loyal.
Yeah.
But sometimes, like, I look at the industry and I envy those guys that
Who are
can just
cold?
like screw someone over and keep it pushing. You know,
Mm.
like I feel if I screw someone over, I feel terrible and I think about it for a long time.
Where does that conscience come from, bro?
It's
Because like
terrible.
that's a deep moral thing, bro.
Yeah,
that's like deeper than like
that comes from my dad for sure, because my dad's a really humble guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't like to brag. He doesn't like to show off, and I'm happy that I got that from him. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing, though.
Yeah.
You don't want to be Hollywood, bro. We dealt with a
Yeah.
couple Hollywood people. Yo, we've dealt with a couple
Yeah, for
Hollywood
sure, of
people.
course,
You know,
man,
You
and-
tell people you're gonna go on a podcast and they change shit on you. You know, like we've dealt with that, bro.
Yeah.
Or even too, I think it's also like it kind of goes back to what you said though. It all circles back in this. Everybody wants something from someone, right? Like
Yeah.
if like as you said, like you gotta offer somebody something where they're gonna want to come and give you that back, right?
Yeah.
And I think as you like, especially too, people's times is the most valuable thing. We all look at that. Time is the most valuable
Yeah.
thing. It's the only thing you can't buy back in life.
Mhm.
So I think that's why people are so either reserved with it or they don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I want to ask you though is like, I always had that that feeling that like once you have like a child, bro, your mindset changes.
Yeah,
you become a fucking savage, like a fucking man. Can you explain that process, bro? Because Coca and I, we have no children yet.
Yeah, but you're married.
Hopefully one day.
You're closer than I am. You're married.
It's the best thing ever, but take your time. Make sure you're ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the time, I'll be honest, I wasn't ready, you know?
Yeah.
I was doing my blog, doing my website.
It was back in 2011. Like, it was like
2012.
2012,
was born, yeah. Shout out to Jackson. Love you, Jackie boy. I wasn't ready at the time. I'll be honest. I was immature. I was still trying to figure out where I wanted to go in life, you know, figure out the things I wanted to do. It took a toll on me, I'm not going to lie, you know what I mean? During that time is when I kind of took a break from the website and the creative stuff. I took a little pause, and now I'm back in a really good space, you know? I'm feeling amazing now, you know? I'm way more mature. I have a level head. I know where I want to go. And yeah, everything is great, man. My son is happy. He's 10 years old. He loves soccer.
Does Jackson provide that fuel in you, though?
Yeah, man, I love it. And anytime that he sees that I'm doing something cool, he loves it. He gets so excited.
It's dope, man.
Do you want to show him the same? Like, do you want to kind of lead him down the creative path also? Do you think does he have the same mindset?
He definitely has the same mindset. He's into like Minecraft and video games and streaming.
Yeah.
He makes little edits.
Oh, doing it like
he
you
loves
already.
His soccer. He loves his soccer. He calls it football because he knows he's half
Oh,
English.
yeah.
So he calls it football. He loves his Messi. He makes his little video edits on YouTube and stuff like that. So I was like, I never pressured him to like do that stuff because I wouldn't want to do that. But I know he's gonna go down that path because he loves it, you know.
And not only that he loves it, it's innate. It's part of you.
Yeah, it's like it's what you gave to him in a way.
Yeah, man, he loves it, man.
And even too, it's not even like a taught skill. He's just like you talking about editing already.
Well, I never taught him about video editing.
You right? He's doing it.
He found his own program online. He made his own video edit. He's like me. He's very resourceful. He can figure things out on his own, you know.
That's sick.
And I've had to figure out everything on my own.
Do you guys talk about it? Like, do you guys have like that conversations ever? Like, oh, what are you up like editing? Like, do you guys like?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, like I haven't seen you like doing your streaming online in a while. Like, what's going on, bro? Like, are you gonna do that?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I just been taking a break. I'll do it soon, and then I'll just like check on YouTube, and he'll like drop a stream because I know he did it because
because he said something.
Yeah. No, it's so awesome. It's the coolest. You can't even imagine a cooler feeling. You know,
No, that's crazy, bro.
Like, forget calling Jason Luv on FaceTime. That's nothing to the feeling I get when I see Jackson like posting a video he made online. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like, it's so cool. Yeah.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
I can't. I just can't wait. That's the best part.
Okay.
I can't wait to have a
now.
kid.
How's your love life?
We want to go back into it again. Nah, like as I said to you, that story, it's a little drowned out. It's talking like too much.
Coco's struggling, bro.
Not never struggling. Men's are not struggling.
What
but
happened, bro? What happened? Are your hair broken?
No, it's just like it's like I've just been a single guy for a long time, and like to be honest, as I said, it just needs to be compelling. That's the best way. I'll say it straight up. It just needs to be compelling to the point where I'm like, why am I not with this person? It has to be compelling.
And bro, you know what? Sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead, bro. I'm done there.
Nowadays, it's very hard to find someone loyal, you know, because, bro, if you're like, let's just be real. Like, if you had like a baddie, you know, like, there's 1,000 guys in her DM every single day. You know? You piss her off. You piss her off today. She's fucking. She's part of my language. She's having sex with another guy tomorrow who's a millionaire on the yacht or whatever, you know. So when you find someone loyal, like you gotta stick with them.
You have to. I think that's the craziest part is the access, right? Like before, it's like to go see somebody, you had to literally go to the bar, go to the library, you know, like
back in my day,
in grocery stores, you know, like you had to do it that way. Come on, Dave. The best ones are in the library. They're studying.
Man, so the best ones are in the library.
The freakiest ones are in the library. The freakiest ones are in the library. They're giving handjobs under the table.
But exactly, right? Like, it just goes back to access. Like, before you had
the library action is the craziest action.
Well, you have a good story?
I don't want to expose.
Did you go to Western University?
No, I went to Queens.
Oh, okay.
The opposite, the complete ups.
My uncle went there.
Really?
He was a teacher. He ended up being a teacher.
Okay,
Shout out to Fraser.
No, Queens is dope, bro. It's like it has its own ghetto, like right beside the university, bro. That's where I met the wife.
That's
too.
Kingston, right?
Kingston, Ontario, bro.
Yeah.
That's where I met the wife too. So like, I can't complain, bro. Shit was crazy. Out there. Shit was crazy.
That was a sick part. We'd go on like St. Patty's Day, and man, it was like I don't know, coming from London, it's like Brothdale. Like you'd hit Brothdale, it's like just flooded, but the whole city's turned up in Kingston. So it's like I don't know. It was a
I gotta pull a coca. I gotta go pee right now,
Bro.
We're gonna take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, yeah. No, so like one thing even too. I guess we're laughing. We're coming back from like our little break.
Piss break.
People
Let's tell
said,
them what it is.
yeah, we have to go pee. Let's smoke a little weed too. Won't lie.
Little tinkle.
some light.
Yeah.
People did say you're funny. Like, it's. Do you think it's from all the comedy you watch? Do you think it's like something that kind of like
Me being funny?
Yeah.
Bro, I grew up on like Mad TV and SNL and stuff like that. You know, so I always love those little funny skits. I'm English, so we're very sarcastic. You know, just growing up sarcastic assholes. You know
Have you been back to England?
I went to England in 2015.
How was that?
It felt so good to be there. I just like. I'm just an English guy in Canada. I don't technically don't really have a culture or anything, like, if you want to say that, you know? Yeah. So when I was in England, I felt like I was where I
your heart beats a little different.
Yeah, what made you feel like that though?
For one, the accents. You know, I grew up being around my grandparents, and all my family would come every summer from England, and I would just sit around as a young kid, sit around the table listening to them talk, our food, our Sunday roast and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So when I was in England, I loved that. I really felt really at home.
That's real,
you know,
bro.
Yeah.
And do you feel like that kind of puts a narrative towards your goals, like being English? Like, is that part of like the thrive?
Not really, but I will say when it came to my music, because I started to do like Afro beats and stuff, all of the artists that I looked up to were from England. They were UK artists. Yeah. So like for me, I like, as much as I don't relate to them, I did relate to them at the same time. You know, they have their little one-liners, little English references. So and stuff
what's your like? Are you half English and half what?
My mom is like French Canadian.
French Canadian, yeah.
Like French Canadian, and then my dad was born in England.
Dope.
So my grandparents, when they were young, they moved with him to Canada. Yeah. They came here on a boat, bro. Like literally a boat, like an actual ship. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. No, pre-social media, pre-cell phone. Like my grandparents were gangsters, bro. Like they came here on a ship. You know what I mean? Yeah. Not knowing what could have happened. You know, like they just heard like someone was like, "Oh, Canada has lots of opportunity. Let's go there." And they're like, "All right, let me buy a boat ticket and go to Canada and see what happens." You know?
Bro, we can't even fathom that sort of sacrifice, bro. We can't.
It's crazy, bro.
Like my parents came here as refugees, bro, back in like 1991, because like El Salvador had a civil war. Yeah. But it's like, yo, you leave everything. Like my dad was in med school. Yeah. You know what I mean? And we come here and all of a sudden, like, you can't even speak English. Like, what are you in the hierarchy?
And there's nothing like for sure, you know. It's just a chance they're taking. So like, I got to give it to like all of our parents, you know. Like, yeah. They took a chance and they made it here.
Do you feel like that's a chip on your shoulder, where you feel like if my parents were here when they were born, they would take advantage of all the resources? Like, do you feel like you got to prove that? You feel like you got to do much more because
sometimes I don't know if it's a chip on my shoulder, but sometimes I'll feel like a pussy. You know what I mean? Like my phone's dead and I'm like I'm crying about it. You know, like oh I can't reply to an Instagram DM. Because my phone's dead right now. Oh, my life sucks. You know, like
they say first world.
Our generation is so trash compared to like our parents and our grandparents. You know?
We don't know. I feel like struggle is a lot different now, right?
Oh, it's
like
the worst. Bro.
Like in a way, struggle for them was almost physical. Like,
it was physical,
right? Now struggle is like us is mental. We don't physically struggle. Most
it's
of the
mental.
Time. It's all
and
mental.
It's like it's all ego based as well, right? Like, oh, my phone's dead. I can't like reply to the comments on my Instagram post.
Have you ever had your phone dead for like, or not had a phone for a week, like, or 2 weeks recently?
Like cleanse
in the last 10 years, like last.
When I went to Mexico about last year, I went to Mexico and I didn't have a plan on my phone, so the only time I could use my phone was when I'm on Wi-Fi, you know. So I kind of had a cleanse then, I guess, and it felt good a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, it felt good.
Yo, I know nowadays, like, you know, posting on social media is very hard for like creatives and everyone like that, right?
Yeah.
And we spoke earlier, and you said how you honestly taught me a lesson, bro. Straight up, you taught me a lesson. Nice. We were just recording a little story. We were out here trying to just like record a nice story, and we're trying to replay that story. And you're like, yo, fuck it, you gotta like not care about what people think, bro. Yeah. Like, I guess like my question to you is, when did you realize not to give a fuck about what other people thought about what you're posting on social media? And second, like, how valuable is that?
Yeah, so I actually learned that last year. As you guys know, my grandfather passed away last Friday, but my grandmother passed away the year prior, And when that happened, it kind of like, I don't know what it gave me. It gave me something where I just didn't care anymore, and I would just post things. Like, I'll post random little stupid TikToks, and I wouldn't care. But prior to that, I would be overthinking it, make a video. It could have been the most perfect video, could have even gone viral, and I would be like, oh, man, there's something wrong with it. And I would second guess it, and I would post it and delete it. You know, I'm a chronic post and deleter. I even till this day, I make tweets and I delete them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I learned over the last year, like, if you're a creative, if you make something and you think it's done, if you think it's done at that time and you release it into the world, you post it online, you got to move on. Don't even look at it again. You know what I mean? Maybe reply to the comments and the likes and stuff like that on the post, but don't look at the post again and overanalyze it. Don't think, oh, I should have changed this edit or whatnot.
And what made you realize that though? Like, was it like you're just like, yo, like, fuck it, this is the only
Yeah,
way?
you just gotta say screw it. You know what I mean? If you felt at the time it was good enough to post, it was good enough to post. You know what I mean? Don't look back and be like, oh, I should have done something else different. No, it was ready at that time. You released it. Go on to the next one. Forget about it. You know what I mean?
I feel like with you saying that, it's almost like the same like reflection of life. There's no delete on life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Any action you do, anything you say, you can't take it back.
But also in a way, like, I don't know if I'm just getting a fucking random thought here, but like, it's like, nowadays when you release art, why are you being judged? Back in the day when like Picasso and all those mans used to release art, there was no fucking judgment. There's no social media criticizing it. At the end of the day, you fucking release your art, and if people loved it, they loved it.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's like you said, your mistake might be a fucking beautiful piece.
Exactly. Yeah. And someone might not like it today, but you know what? 6 months from now on Instagram, that post could go viral. You know what I mean? So release your art. Not every piece of art is going to get instant traction. You know what I mean? We all love that instant gratification, especially with social media and stuff like that. But that's not how art works. Art is not social media. We just happen to have social media and post our art on there. You know what I mean? So
Bars.
Art is not social media. So release your art. If it doesn't get love right away, and if it's good art, and if it's great art and relatable to people, it'll get love eventually. It could be, same day, it could be a week later, it could be a year later, it could be 10 years later. You never know. But if it's great art, it's going to get love eventually. You know
How do you separate yourself from social media?
By dropping the stuff on there and not looking back and going in the real world and creating something new. I feel like that's how I separate myself.
Do you feel like you are Tennisxclub, or do you feel like you're Johnny Lines? Like,
I'm definitely Johnny Lines. You know what I mean? That's good. How I grew up. My blog was johnlines.com. It was just literally my name. Shout out to Elias Manuel, is one of my favorite creators. He put me on to buying a domain name with your name. Like literally, like early 15 years ago, he's like, you got to buy a domain name with your name. It's gonna be worth something this day. No, I forgot to renew it, and some Chinese company bought it. They bought my domain name. Fucking pissed. But yeah, that was like almost 15 years ago. He's like, you got to buy a domain name with your name. Trust me. Ended up like 4 years later, I ended up having my website with my name. All because I bought the domain because my boy told me to.
Would you buy it back?
Oh, I would love to. I would love to have my own name. That would be cool. Why not?
Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, what was the question? It was, how do I separate myself? Or?
Yeah, like I guess, how do you separate yourself from like social media and like you? Because I feel like me being a creative, I'm like we have a podcast. We're 56, 57 episodes in, right? Like
cool.
Like we're getting really into it. And like I also have like a real estate like account with my wife, and like we're almost like we're really doing stuff too, right? And it's kind of one of those things where it's like, how do you separate the media part from like the reality, right? Like, do you time block, or are you really both and just documenting? Like, I feel like it's a question that a lot of millennials have, right? Because this is the route to like follow. And
it's new, right? Like with no
one's
done it before, right? Because
we're the first. Different from your social media accounts? Or same.
I'm the same person, man. I'm a creative person in real life. I post creative stuff online. I don't really fake it. I don't act or anything. Everyone who knows me, they know what I'm into. They know what I'm doing. I feel like I'm the same person, like on and offline, pretty much.
Yeah.
I'll post stories that'll be funny and shit like that.
Do you feel like is there a borderline where you can't post like this sort of information? Like, is there like sort of like a line you can't cross, like in regards to like your family information or like personal matters on social media?
Yeah, like I don't post too much personal stuff. I have a couple of pictures of my son online and stuff, but I don't really do like I'm not gonna post my mom and stuff like really that online. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll keep the stuff that I love the most. You will see the least on my social media. You know what I mean? Like I love creating. I love doing that. You're gonna see all my creations online. But the things that I really care about the most, you're gonna see it the least on.
So
my
do you
social
treat it
media.
like a lot as a business? Social
Yeah,
media,
my
like,
social media is my business.
It's
I
your
just
business.
Use it for work, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sprinkle in little personal stuff here and there, but like I don't want to go too deep because I don't even want to. Like, let's say I blew up tomorrow. I don't even want to put that pressure of my family on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it's a tough dance for all of us, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because at the end of the day, like,
It's a fine line, right?
all this shit is new, bro.
Yeah.
It is, though.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's all new. In fucking 5 years, you're popping off. You're fucking out in the US doing some next shit. Cause like the value you're
I'm
adding
fucking Jason Love's wife or something.
Yeah. yo.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
No.
Terrible joke. I'm sorry.
I gotta support my boy now.
No, but like, actually though, you probably are. Like at the end of the day, though, it's like this is how like it's crazy. Like what we're experiencing right now, I feel like it's very like new, especially nowadays here, right? And to capture this moment in such an early stage, it's like holy fuck.
Well, it's like I guess we're the ones to start this this new ball rolling, right? Like it's as we were talking earlier. It's like no one's seen this been done before, right? Like
yeah, but it starts with like what
starts with Nüvida Talk podcast, bro. You guys are starting it. There's no other. I'm gonna just put this on the record right now. There's no other podcast in London, Ontario that's doing it like these guys. I just want to say I'm so proud of you guys, man.
Yeah, appreciate that, yo. Like straight up, and even too is like people like that. A lot of people that watch and message us and tell us.
Bro, I was a fan before you guys even knew who I was. You know what I mean? Because I just saw the post. I saw you guys were killing it, man.
No, thank you.
I'm so happy that someone from my hometown is giving quality stuff, having amazing guests, and I'm so happy for you guys, man.
Yeah, and like honestly, that means more to us like than you probably think, bro. Like in the sense of like what we're trying to build here and like where we like come from, like where you come from, London, Ontario, right? It's like we're only 50 episodes in, like that's a huge compliment, bro. And like to be talking to a man like you, bro, like we said, like we appreciate your time, bro. Like you know what I mean, like straight up, because like you're not like a little cat out there, bro. You're a fucking shark out there.
I'm not a little cat.
Honestly,
I'm a little human.
I'm a little human, but like you're doing big shit though, bro. Honestly,
Thank you.
and like I feel like as a creative, like we kind of don't compliment ourselves enough. Like where we think we're not doing enough.
That was one of my biggest struggles in the last like 10 years. Let's say 10 years, bro. In the last couple of years, I just started to realize, and because I took a break, I literally took 5 years off from being a creator, right? Because I was having fun doing music and stuff. And in the last year or so, I had time because of the pandemic and stuff. I had time to sit around, and I was like, damn, I've done a lot of crazy stuff. You know, I never realized that. I never really complimented myself. Always kind of like giving myself a hard time. You know what I mean? But I had that time to think about it. I'm like, man, I've done some cool shit. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like I know some people that would have died for the opportunities I've had in the last 10 years. And so you gotta pat yourself on the back sometimes and say, you know, good job. Let's keep it going. Let's even go fucking harder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I don't know if that's a blessing or a curse, bro. Like in the sense of like as a creator, I feel like you're always gonna criticize yourself that hard.
If you want better, you're always gonna criticize yourself. And that's one thing I realize. And anyone that I know that's in like top tier positions, they think the same way. So it's a bad thing, but it's also a good thing, and it's only going to make you do better, like advance. You know what I mean?
Even to you are your hardest critic, right? And absolutely. The reason behind that is because you know yourself better than anyone. Like you told me this. Remember the little voice in your head, in your head, like
you know your deepest secrets. You know your deepest secrets. There's some secrets that you know about yourself. You're living your fucking life forever. X amount of years you live. You know the darkest times that a lot of people don't know.
Yeah, they weren't with you shooting in the gym. You know what I mean? Right? They weren't there on those terrible times, bro. They weren't with you sleeping on the studio floor. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's another thing I want to say, and some advice I want to give to my younger London people, because London is a very comfortable place. It's a small town, but it has a semi big city mentality a little bit. Yeah. And don't get too comfortable, you know what I mean? When I moved to Toronto, I had a whole nice place in London, nice little crib in Masonville. Everyone knows that Masonville's a nice area. Big chillin' out there. I was paying rent in Masonville and living in Toronto and sleeping on the studio floor because I knew it was going to advance my life, you know what I mean? So the advice I want to give to people is don't be afraid to downgrade so you can upgrade, you know?
Bars.
That's huge though. No, honestly, that's huge though. So it's like bet on yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you know, invest in it now. So you see results.
I put myself through pain so I can get on the other end of comfort, you know?
Like, was that your only choice at the time? Like, did you always think bigger or what?
It wasn't my only choice at the time. I could have. It's London, man. You can get a job anywhere.
Yeah.
You can work at the factory, work at the Cami or whatever. You can get those good jobs around there. You can make a decent living, have a family, and do your thing. But for me personally, like I said, I'm not the guy who can work a 9 to 5 because I'm not the greatest employee. Because I want to do something for myself. I want to make a name for myself, and yeah,
that's crazy, bro. That's inspiring, though, honestly. Because nowadays, like you don't hear much about that. You know, we're fed into a system.
People like to be comfortable, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
Comfortable is the best for people.
You know how many times I've sat there and I'm like, I'm so jealous of this guy because he can just go to his job every day, come home and chill and be comfortable, have a nice, like, you know, $500,000 to $1 million house and just do his thing. And I'm so jealous of that. But I know that I personally can't do that because I can't work for some fat motherfucker who's telling me what to do with his head over my shoulder every day. You know, I'll get pissed off. I'd rather just I'll bite the bullet, suffer until I'm good on my own. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people like man, like this is the mentality you need. Like, you know what I mean? Especially if you're not happy. Like I feel like there's two types of people. There's people who are happy with a 9 to 5 and they're ecstatic.
There's nothing wrong with that, bro. And that's the one thing I want to actually get out there to the world. I don't want anyone to think there's anything wrong with that because that's amazing. That's the best. That's how my parents live. Man. That's how all of our parents live.
If
they
you're
work
happy,
a job, but I just can't do that, you know. And I know I'm like rare to whatever, but I just can't do that. Yeah. But if you can do that, I'm so fucking jealous of you because I wish I could do that. Yeah. It's so comfortable, you know? Yeah. We're humans. We like to be comfortable at the end of the day.
Yeah. You also have to think, like, you can't have everybody be the boss. If there's so many bosses, who's the hell's going to work, right? It's just not... It's just
workers,
like... Right?
And like... little managers, and then you need the owner.
There's systems, right? And like it's... At the end of the day, it's like everyone kind of falls in the role. Doesn't mean you can't break out of that role. Yeah. You can always be better. You can always upgrade, as you said. But at the end of the day, it's like we're humans. We work as a community. We're as a team. Everyone kind of does something for someone in some way, and it benefits the whole community. Like, there are nomads, but like if you look at it, humans, like we're all together always. Look at every population. It's always groups.
It's a team effort, man. At the end of the day. There's the small guy, and then there's the guy at the top, right?
Fucking big fish, the whale.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
The heavy lad.
There's nothing wrong with being the small guy because you're a very important person.
Yeah, without
you're the first person on the chain, so you're actually the most important at the end of the day, right?
Yeah. They always say you want to be the smallest fish in the pond because at the end of the day you're living for the bigger fish, you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's always facts. Like at the end of the day, like I think it was like you said, like COVID was mind shifting to a lot of us, and like COVID really made me realize that like you can do whatever the fuck you really want to do. Yeah. You know what I mean? But you gotta double down on it. You gotta like be every fucking day. You gotta like actually
it's
like
true,
commit
man.
to it. So it's like one of those where it's like mentally it changed me in the sense of like I'd rather bet on myself than bet on me in a corporation.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And like you were saying about being the smallest fish in the big pond, right? When I was in London, at the time I had the biggest music blog in my whole city.
So you're the big fish. You're the whale.
I was doing that. I did club promoting. We had the biggest party at Factory and Prohibition. Shout out to Contrast and Juan. Shout out to those guys, JL and Co, NMW. We had the best party in the city. But it was just London, you know what I mean? Like that's only a certain level, you know? Mm-hmm. So for me, that was another reason why I wanted to move to Toronto. I wanted to reset, wanted to start from the bottom. I wanted to be a nobody again.
Yeah. Do you feel like you owe London anything? You want to put London back on the map?
I would love to, man. That's the city I was born and raised in, you know? And that's why I'm so happy to be here with you guys, you know?
What hospital?
St. Joseph's Hospital.
Me too, yo. That's crazy.
It's a Catholic hospital. Yeah. That's a Catholic hospital. Let's
crazy.
Go.
Legends are born there. Only legends.
Shout out to Jackie Lyons, my mother.
Yeah, straight up. Rosa Bilma, my mother. Yeah. That's crazy.
I was born in Mexico, bro.
Yeah. He's not that quiet.
Nah, bro.
Like,
well, no.
I didn't come here.
No, see, I'm a lucky one. I'm a dual citizen. I've said it multiple times.
Easy
now.
He's nice.
I was born in Miami.
Why would you?
Shout out to Jason Luv. Let's go.
North Hialeah Hospital. Bro. That's why I said when you said, "Yo," I was like, "I'll pull up with you," because like it's easy for me to get there.
That's your city, bro. Are you crazy, bro? That's like me going to England. You know, I'm feeling at home. This guy goes to Miami. Yeah.
And even too, I wasn't there long, but as I said to you, like, it's funny. Like, I feel like even too when I go back home to like Nicaragua, it's just like your heart just beats different in a way. It's just like, I don't know. It's almost like you're one with like the land in a way. People might think I'm crazy by saying that, but like it's just
it's true.
You like
culture's huge. Bro.
Like for me, a lot of times I used to go back home with my grandma every 2 months. Boom, boom, boom. We just go. I just chill there. I just go to a farm, and like it's just I don't know. I still hold a deep place to that, like a deep spot in my heart to that place.
That's important, man. It's your roots, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people like they start making moves and they forget where they come from and stuff. So good for you, man.
Thank you.
No, straight up, bro. Straight up. But no, yo,
that was a compliment because I'm saying you're making moves, you know?
Yeah,
I don't know if you picked up on
No, I take it, bro. Like, honestly, I don't know. I think as life keeps going on.
Sorry, I'm too advanced.
No, you thought I took it wrong, but now I was just listening.
Yeah. No, but, yo, any advice you have to young creatives, you know what I mean? I know you kind of had your spiel earlier in regards to, like, your advice, but, like, people who are, like, 14, 15, 16 who want to really make it in, like, the videography, the photography, the culture, like, the getting into what's popping.
So, yeah, you're talking about young people, right?
Yeah.
14, 15. Just have fun, you know? Create with your friends. Like, the way I started, I was a skater kid. We were, like, you know, we were getting good at skateboarding. So, we're like, yo, let's film our tricks. Let's make our little video parts. Just have fun with your friends. That's how you start. I want you to start and just have fun with your friends. That's the only way you can get into it and do it in, like, a most organic way. You know what I mean? If you get a little bit older... So it's actually ironic what I'm going to say because at the beginning, have fun with your friends. But when you get a little bit older, 18, 19, 20, make sure you're not just hanging out with your friends. Make sure you're around people that are like-minded individuals. Make sure you're around people that want to focus on the work and not just the fun. You know what I mean? I guess, yeah, that's my good advice. It's like ironic advice, but have fun with your friends, but make sure there's work being done as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think one of the hardest things is some of the best advice is like that's right in front of you kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like go to work, do this. Like don't think twice. Just like the easiest things to say are sometimes like the best advice, and you don't look at it because it's so
like
easy.
the cliche and the cheesy stuff is sometimes the best advice at the end of the day.
Of course. But yo, anything I guess you want to promote or anything else you want to kind of like announce
the plugins
before we wrap this up? A plugin.
Just follow me on Instagram at Tennisxclub. TENNISXCLUB, Tennisxclub, and just wait for my new drops, man. I got so much creations coming right now. We didn't even touch on like a majority of them, but it's fine. We got so much coming, yeah.
Saying is more.
Oh, I want to tell you guys about something.
So let's do it then, bro. Let's do it.
You don't even stop it there. Let's go.
So as you guys know, I picked up my camera 3 months ago, right?
Yeah.
I just re-picked it up. Took a break from creation for about 5 years because I was doing music. And my first photography gig ever that I got hired for about a month ago was for one of the biggest artists in the world. I can't even say who it was because I signed an NDA. Jeez. My first paid photography gig in my life.
In Toronto.
Biggest artist in the world.
Biggest.
Female artist. I'm just going to say that.
All I got to say is good for you, bro.
So
fuck, that's crazy.
There was an event going on at a store that I can't even say because I signed the NDA. And,
tiptoe around this.
So yeah, this is another reason that kind of like put that like thing on my back to be like, yo, let's keep going. Because bro, there's like 100,000 creators in Toronto. How did you guys select me? I got a random DM on Instagram, and they're like, hey, we're from this company. Blah, blah, blah. We're doing this. We want to hire you. And I'm like, I thought it was a scam at first. You know what I mean? I'm like, who's messaging me right now, over this? Turned out to be a real opportunity. Did the job, got it done, got paid. Amazing. So I'm just, like I said, I don't know if it's luck. I don't know what it is.
But that's coming up soon. You're going to be a photographer for a big artist soon.
It's already done. The job's already done.
No, the job's done.
It's already done.
It hasn't just like everything's been released too, or not yet. That's why.
Yeah, I gave them all the stuff.
Yeah,
and they're doing what they want to do with it.
Okay, fair enough.
So I'm just waiting, to be honest.
That's crazy, bro.
It's crazy, man.
Waiting
so
for that
opportunities
tag.
are coming, bro.
They can't. No, I signed. I signed off on it, so I can't even say that I did it.
It's just
And they're not going to tag.
They're not gonna tag me, no, because they paid me.
Yeah, exactly. They own it.
They bought the rights to all the stuff that I did.
That's sick though. It's like,
damn.
That's heavy news.
Sorry, I just wanted to drop that. Just to
no, that's important,
No.
bro. Because at the end of the day, it's like that's fucking important, bro.
Usually it's repeated work. If you do good work, it comes back,
Bro,
right?
it's
And then
crazy.
it's over. And
Yeah.
if it's that big, it's
that was one of the signs where I'm like, yo, I just got to keep going, you know?
Yeah. I know there's more. Damn.
Fucking
bro.
crazy, yeah.
Damn.
It's been a crazy few weeks, man.
So you're just getting started.
Just getting started, bro. Just getting started.
Fuck, I can't wait, bro.
Yeah.
even too.
That's
It's
huge.
I think I think as long as you keep on like the same drive, I don't know what's gonna stop.
The foot is on the gas right now, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, we're
Yeah.
not stopping right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, boys.
Yeah, yeah.
It was
Let's do an outro or something. Did we already do one? Or
no, we can do one.
Yeah,
Nah,
we don't
we can piece it again. Let's do it.
I'm
Yeah,
starting to
no.
get lit. I don't know about you guys. I feel wasted right now.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, no,
let's go get some
it's-
food in our bellies
It's
or
crazy,
something.
honestly.
It was
This was a great fucking interview. Like I said, for like London, Ontario itself, bro, this is bigger than like what you guys think, yo. Like
This is for the culture.
this is
Yeah,
for the
for-
culture,
I like
yo.
Tyler
This is
said.
putting
Yeah.
London, Ontario on the map, bro.
Let's go, man.
Yeah, honestly, this is putting London, Ontario on the map, bro. This is for the culture, bro. We have a fucking London OG tennis club out here, really fucking plugged in, more than a bunch of any person from London. You know what I mean? We had the privilege to come interview you. Point is like, this is big, man. This is
Thank
big.
you,
Like,
man. Thank you guys so
man.
much for having me,
Fucking
man.
thank you. This is not the last time, bro. We're gonna come back in 6 months. We're gonna fucking
Yo, I'm gonna be
go
a
out for a couple
monthly
drinks
feature,
and we're
bro.
gonna just run right back at it, bro. Straight up, though. Straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up, bro.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah,
guys.
no, I appreciate you, brother. Honestly, brother. Thank you.
All right, so we're gonna wrap it up there.
Yeah,
Thank
make
you.
sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And
Peace.
Nüvida talk, right? Nüvida talk.
Nüvida, let's talk.
Tennis club. Let's go.
Easy.